everyone, it's Cherie from 12 by 12 Cardstock Shop, and today we are going to do some eggs that have watermarks on them. If you want it plain, you're going to lay your stencil across and just ink over with a blending brush over your stencil and remove the stencil. It'll leave the white part like when you use a crayon on your egg before you dip it. If you want multi-tone, that's what we're going to work on today, and we're going to use a distress sprayer. So you'll need water, and it can be even the little finger one that's the mini tube, and a clean paper towel, along with your Tim Holtz Distress Oxide. I'm going to use picked raspberry and wilted violet to make them stand out, just so it shows up on the camera. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just go straight across in the color that I want to be the base for my stencil, and I want pink. And you can go above. You can actually do this multi-tone and do purple, pink, purple, and go over it with a completely different color. The nice thing about these is there are so many options, and the water is going to lighten it. So no matter what color you use, you are going to get a lighter color of whatever color is under it, which is nice. Now, you can use whatever temporary Zots is what I'm using. And that's going to hold my pieces down along with my fingers, just so I can ink over this with purple, the wilted violet. But I have the mini Zots, and I just put one at each peak to hold it down. Now we're going to grab the wilted violet and go over the whole piece, and you'll see the color change when I peel off the stencils. But I do these with my daughter. She loves doing these. They're super simple, and you don't have to be perfect with them, because when we paint eggs, I've never seen a perfect egg. You are going to have to go between the stencil though, and you can either cut it out from Cricut Design Space. What you'll do is you'll select your design, lay it over the egg, and cut out the egg minus the stencil in your egg. Or you can buy pre-made stencils from Amazon or really anywhere. They're all over the place. And we're just going to keep going in circular motions. That way it's not streaky, and it gives it a smoother transition. And you'll notice that the pink will slowly dissolve into the purple the more you go in circular motions. You can either leave it. I am going to actually cover the whole thing. Otherwise, when you ink, you would just even put a piece of tape or avoid touching the sides there, but I just want the pink stripes. And then you do have another choice if you'd like to use your water bottle over the entire thing with the stencil on, or remove the stencil and use the water bottle. I'm going to actually remove them and let it lighten the whole thing like a real egg. But I just love the two colors, and you can go pastel, you can go light. How heavy your hand is how dark your colors are going to be. And the nice thing with this, you want to drag into the glass, because then you can mix your colors as much as you want and you won't ruin your pad. So this is where I'm going to get the darker pink from, is go over my wilted violet with my picked raspberry. Also, they do have the blending brush cleaners. I got this one online. They are great to clean your brushes, because sometimes if you have a brush that you've used in a darker color and you're trying to use it in a lighter color, it will end up transferring both colors. But I love the fact that I can dip into these and use it on my glass, and it doesn't transfer the purple. And it doesn't really matter if you're going light or dark, dark to light. As you can see, neither one of them transferred. You just want to dip directly into it and then onto a smooth area. So wax paper works great, styrofoam plates, even a glass plate. You just want something that's smooth. And the reason I'm using multiple colors is because when we use the water to oxidize it, it's going to lighten everything up and you'll see the transition. So I'm gonna pick up my excess with my blending brush. I'm going to clean this off because I don't want it all over the back. And depending on what you're spraying on, you might have to use something to pick it up off the glass. And you're gonna spray from a pretty high up area, not close unless you want bigger drops. The higher up you are, the smaller the drops. And I try to cover anything that's up here because sometimes it will go further out instead of focused. And I just normally let it set for a moment just to oxidize. And I'm going to use my clean paper towel to press down. This is that way it doesn't warp your paper and cause it to curl. You don't want to leave it sitting for a long period of time. And now we're just going to pull off our stencil. And here is your perfect little Easter egg. And it can go on any embellishment, card making, scrapbooking, but it's just so realistic. And I've been using this technique for years. And this works great for so many things. So any questions, let me know in the comments and just play with it. That's one thing, is get comfortable with it. I do recommend just doing a solid egg and not worrying about the stencil right away or any kind of design. That way you can get familiar with your technique of applying your Distress Oxide ink to smooth. Sorry, that's one important thing. You do want to use smooth cardstock if you are learning. Textured cardstock, it ends up being a different grain because you're going against it. So get familiar with smooth cardstock and cut out a couple. Don't just cut out one in case you don't like it, but that way you can continuously practice until you get the color combination and the direction along with the technique that you like. And have a good day. Thank you for watching.